if CeX were to start on the CT side, we would see that CT side and see how they get tested. So I think Dom's just bought a taser by mistake, is my immediate question mark here. Because he's got only a flash, a kit, that's $600. He's missing 200, and that's the only way it can go is a taser.
So he's bought a taser, he's shot it in spawn so no one will see it, and he's hidden the evidence.
So CeX have just done the exact same pistol they did last week. Very bold for them to do that. And it's gone very similar to how it went last week, if I'm honest. Except last time it was, I believe, a 5-man from Cater's, I believe?
Yeah. Not a fantastic start this time around, though, once again. ZNX starts to respond back, takes down Ardis as it falls into a 2 versus 3. It is still a post-plant position, but LS has been found. It is all up to ZNX, the hot talent on the team. Oh no, Ben. They're just being toyed with by the doors. Oh.
I do love it doing that, though.
Just messing with someone.
I remember doing it once with Peggy and on Cash. I just kept on closing the door. He was sticking it for 10 seconds. I just kept on closing the door, close the door. The guy tried to trick me into opening it myself. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'll just keep closing this door over and over again. So CeX actually got to be going for a buy. So Rezu dropped an AK across the Murky. ZNX now has an AK as well. Nuke Dog banging grenades quite late here. So if it was something quick, there'd be quite a gap between the players. And that nade is not a good start to the round at all.
And that's classic as well.
No.
The normal outside nades, or everyone gets blown to bit by them just being casted through the air. Ton of damage done. ZNX just left on 30 HP as well. In terms of the offensive utility, the only thing they actually have left, though, is one Molotov on Fry now. ZNX attempts to gain some kind of control towards outside. It's one small sliver of damage from the Molotov. Will actually drive him back, though. But they do still have that map control to play with, Ben. ZNX is testing the waters now once more. Wherever Eccles in the elevated position, the Milky Bar Kid, he's hit him with a Lasso.
Yeah, he kind of has to be still playing confident as the only player who had the gun at the time.
Yeah.
Nuke's like they pick one up as well, but then he gets taken down as well. Rezu, no armor, just a deagle, 4v1. You'll be thinking he can't really do much here. The bomb is down as well. He'll probably get to the bomb, but it'll be a bit too late. And they won't get the information that Dom has an auto shotgun, I don't think. Not yet, at the very least. Obviously, this is a map that people do pick it up quite often.
You can be quite aggressive with it.
I'm a fan of it on it.
Lays into it, yeah.
It's got a lot of angles that can you can take advantage of on this map. It actually gets passed across the Astro. He was actually the outside player last round, which makes this... I imagine he's meant to be rotated for the most part. So the upper rush coming through at least, maybe get a vent dive. Fails from the first step. Bomb will be recoverable though. Nope. Nope. It won't be.
Not today.
Apparently not, but actually Rezu has got it. And it seems like this will be 3-0, Rezu last man alive. Oh. 3-0 though. I expect London to... I think it feels like they're just going to steamroll through this. I feel like their confidence is there. They know they're better, or they at least feel they're better. And sometimes that's enough to actually push you over the finish line, or at least get a huge advantage. First buy is going to be massive though.
It can definitely go that way. You know, if it gets into sort of their confidence just absolutely storming through, they can just run all over you. Well, the outside control is the immediate calling card there for CeX. They're all going to bombard out. Heavy use of the utility, the counter play as well from Ardis to Molotov it down. Expecting the potential vent dive, and Astro could be very useful here with the shotgun. The backup from Fry in close proximity. They're lucky to actually get away, get the smoke and the Molotov combo off, but it extinguishes at the end there, Ben. And they've actually got the double hit back in favor of CeX. So it's a 3-on-4 now, as the sight control towards low is tested, and Dom goes down.
Yeah, 2 strong kills from ZNX there. Like, chased those kills, he knew the players were very low. And I think this is the first time we've seen the Krieg come out this Prem season. Thinking about it, I'm trying to think, I don't think the players used it yet.
It looks like it.
Because obviously we didn't get a chance to see much of CeX say last week.
No.
Interesting to see how this works for him. Already got 1 kill into this round. Ardis should be playing for the exits. They have a lot of money still on the CT side. If he gets the 1 exit, he should be able to grab an AK from one side. Left-hand peek on his POV means that he does fall. So 4 players staying alive for CeX. It's a good start to the buy rounds. However, they've still got 1 more to go through here. And I imagine this will involve an AWP. Yep, 4 orgs and an AWP. London very much front spearheading the new meta, I suppose, of orgs.
They've been the team we've seen the most, really using pretty much 4 orgs consistently. Like, they love an orc. That is fair.
Is that the smoke that lands? Yeah, I was going to say in front of Squeaky. So it fully lands right in front of the vent, but the Molotov means that no matter what, even with that smoke there, you'll still take a lot of damage if you try and go that way. Dom's going to be challenged for the first time, instantly drops. No Molotov available to him, but he can smoke one of the angles off and then just watch the other. And hope they don't just bombard through the smoke.
Ooh, Dom. That's the first. Tries to get the flick round towards the second man, but LS will dispatch him. It's a 4-on-4, and once again, CeX have been able to gain control of the lower site pretty effectively.
It's an absolute Three Musketeers combo going down the secret ramp right now. All three of them were playing near towards outside. But they've got a lot of grenades here as well. This retake is very doable. It's a lovely grenade back. So obviously they do have kit some players. They've got 3 smokes they can play with as well. However, what can they do? It's not too much though on the side.
Apparently not. Defending it was not an option. That was very, very easy for London on the retake. Yeah, but mace there. There
wasn't much like allowing them to walk into you right from the T side. It was a lot of we'll take the fights when they're coming in.
Yeah.
Instead of potentially playing the bomb timer or something like that. Obviously from our POV as well, that does work as the correct thing to do in my mind. Obviously they had kits, they had smokes. You can't really risk the smoke defuse potential there. You'd rather try and catch them off, take the fight, win the fight from there. Still a buy-on for CeX though. AWP on Murky, the same smoke's been put down. They're running it the whole way as well. But Ardis actually gets that kill towards Resi on the squeaky door as well. Shouldn't be long before there's a rotate lower. Plenty of noise from Dom's POV.
He's going to be hearing all of this. The pit patter of their footsteps as the herd comes in towards the B site. Smoke's down. Biding his time. He hears the bomb start to be planted, but won't actually go for a spam. They've got the window control as well. Ooh. It's a little bit awkward. Big Dog dives straight out, had his back exposed, no idea of their location, so it is now just a 3-on-3. Dom able to get the second frag as well before ZNX trades it back Ben, but it gets even worse as Astro gets the connection with the AWP, and it is all on Murky. The aggression coming through, sprints his way. Try and kick it off, actually finds the second frag as well, as he just hammers down on the trigger there with the Glock and gets the elimination, wins the round for CeX. A big play from Murky, huge 2K at the end there.
Seems a bit silly from Dom's POV there. He actually tried spamming through the floor.
Hmm.
He probably could have, if he just wide swung, he gets the kill for free. Like regardless there. Pause very early on here. I imagine this from London's side because they've had 2 buy rounds that they probably should have done better in so far this game. Obviously that last one especially because technically it was what, a 4v4? Or yeah. 4v5 really. And CeX were down lower. Obviously Ardis gets killed on the rotate event. Fine, that happens. But he gets more information as they're all going window side. And from there, you should still be winning that round. And they're actually forced into it, so it's got only an AWP on Ardis. If this were Dust 2, I'd like to be seeing a Mo Strap. I don't think that'll be happening, of course.
How would you incorporate the Mo Strap
into Nuke?
Yeah. There'd just be the outside rush with the AWP?
Technically it'd be outside, I think, wouldn't it? But like, if the smokes are there, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Actually just peeking Squeaky with it, and he should be able to get even more. They actually get a chance to get Rezu too.
This is where things fall from grace. Very quickly. ZNX and Nuke Dog need to do so much. The 2 men that normally start to pop off with their rifles when they're thrown into the chaos. ZNX wanted to display his prowess, but he was not allowed to. Fry decapitates him, and that is the 5th round picked up for London off the back of the semi-Mo Strap.
And Dom actually, in the last second of that little ending there, he got to an AWP.
Yeah.
That's the only weapon he could get to, apparently. So the double AWP is in effect. Dom actually keeping it himself. He was playing towards ramp, so that makes sense. You can use that way. And CeX, they don't even force buy back into it. They go for 5 Deagles, armor on ZNX. And it's just a ramp rush. They're going straight into the AWP, and Dom's taking an interesting route away there.
He has actually been able to get away completely unscathed, though. The only damage he actually takes at the end really won't amount to much, as he's keeping them at bay. Ben went back in for the 3rd attempt, and that isn't actually going to go quite successful as his previous 2 ones, but he's still now a 4 versus 2. Murky and LS rotating around. The bomb will go down. Ardis gets the audio cue at the very least. The likelihood of them holding this site is going to be quite marginal. But London still need to play it well.
So it's 2 from Decon, 2 from window side. Murky has this AWP, which does make the round winnable, but doesn't really get a chance to actually get the first shot off. Even. So London, they win the round 2 casualties. If they want to, they recover the second AWP. However, I don't think it's very likely. I don't think Dom particularly wanted to AWP ramp. If he had a rifle in that situation, he probably can kill them all. That's the kind of crazy part about that. So they stay with just the 1 AWP. And CeX, from their point of view, that they bought the Eagles only. They got a plant still. They're still thinking, should we buy it? And buy call was made. A very low utility buy, though. The main thing obviously being the 5 smokes, however, on the other side of things, you've got 2 flashes to use. So if this was the round that London played close, you could have a lot of issues. Astro's actually jumped straight through the smoke as well. So instead of having to be able to flash him off, they're having to smoke towards him. They think he's gone down the ramp, but Astro's just right there. Oh my. Astro somehow gets away.
Yeah. Big kills coming through. It's all on X. He's trapped. Gets the flick up. Eliminates Fry. Really, I mean, his best chance is just trying to scrape cash off of London and force them to rebuy up going forward. They're all coming in 1 by 1, though, Ben. They're given the opportunities. They're looking for a way to try and lose this.
Yeah, sure, he's so low as well. Sound cue of him jumping at least down a bit has been taken. So Dom's actually going to be rotating towards the outside. Due to that bomb being down at red, of course, that means that you might as well try and double up on that angle rather than the lower side. So losing 2 people, team ace again. Honestly, in that grand scheme of things, that was utter chaos.
Yeah.
From CZ's point of view, like Astro jumps through a smoke, gets a kill. He then somehow survives that, well, the entire round. 7-2 scoreline. CeX, there hasn't been too much to build off of. Obviously, the first buy round that they had properly, they won. Then lose, then they win 1 back. But somehow, you know, they can't even get a grip on the game otherwise. Looks like it'll just be a vent dive. Molotov put out. Bomb does go down. However, Fry falls them down as well.
He's just chasing after
He's
them.
still running.
It's a game of cat and mouse.
He charged the whole way, I think just holding down mouse 1.
He just kept running. He was doing a Thomas impression.
Phenomenal stuff. I'm surprised they managed to get down in the first place, to be honest.
Yeah.
Artis did spam that first initial line.
Well, you know, Snons has always been a big fan of Fry there. And that definitely was quite a speedy match, if I've ever saw in one, Ben.
Well, this is currently feeling like a speedy match.
It is 8-2. 11 rounds into the game already. It's been breezing by.
So CeX now avoiding the smokes that they were doing to start off with. They're doing the deeper ones. However, Fry is playing close again. Able to get a kill and get out. A lot of value on that. Simply put, because of how much grenades you'd have to... Well, you've lost in 1 player dying, as well as that. Having to use so many grenades to clear your close angle. Oh, that nade!
Fry!
Thank God he got killed by someone else.
How did you die? Ah, don't worry about it.
I died. He's in the main. Don't worry.
Ooh.
So Dom does get a pen. A lot of damage, though.
Yeah, need the aircon on. Cool that one down a bit.
They've got a lot of grenades for this retake, though. Obviously, the Molotov is very crucial. If Dom was able to get 1 into the entrance of Hat, it would be very big.
These HEs have been absolutely destroying them. Even the ones thrown by Fry.
Huh. Okay, so good for the save. I mean, they were going to have a buy regardless, if you look at the money that they've got.
Yeah.
I guess this just shows that Astro will now go for the hunting kills, at least. So he gets the 1, shouldn't get anything else. CeX obviously get this round. I wonder how different it plays out if Fry doesn't nade himself. Obviously, the grenade that he threw did do damage to the players running across that same way. But imagine like the flustered... If you throw a grenade, it's about to hit yourself, you're just thinking, how do I get out of this situation?
Yeah, you're trying to reposition and not have to deal with that. So he couldn't just hold the angle and try and get the kill as they push through.
Another pause comes through. I can only imagine that's on the CT side because of what they did. Actually, it's CeX tactical. So I'm interested to see how that actually is from. So that was the outside smokes that were deeper, not the regular ones we see to get the cross. But I wouldn't say that the smokes themselves were actually the cause of the round victory, right? Because I think they won a lot of firefights that they probably shouldn't in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, but you win the firefight from main on top of Hut. How often do you win that fight? It's very rare.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, there's a very big buy round. Although London, they've got so much money in the bank, they've still got another buy round really in them. see if they do anything special set here, CeX. So these are some deep smokes again thrown by them. But it looks like it's just going to be a fast main. I mean, Fry's caught out. Should be an instant trade, which it is. It's the same call again, I believe. Doesn't feel like he had any support on that bomb site there for quite a while. Really good nade if the player's low enough, which he is. And Dom will arrive just as they get the bomb down as well. Astro's causing enough distraction here that Dom should be able to get a free kill. Yeah,
they're going to be mostly focused towards him. You see a little bit of paranoia there as well as they clear towards main, but in reality it is just Dom walking in behind them, ready to strike, gets the first frag, looks for the second as the extension comes around from Murky, exposes his head, and it is an easy kill to come through. Didn't even need the assist there from Astro. They're going to pick themselves up a 9th round. Oh, he's cut his shins. The Achilles heel.
Love tap?
Maybe.
Do you not kiss your IGL's feet?
Me.
He's your IGL.
Yeah, in life, yeah.
My in-game life lead.
Yeah.
The IGLL.
Big Ian Harding. I mean, I would have kissed your feet, but we weren't at LAN, mate. We were just spectating.
Oh, that's true.
So,
of course.
You know, next LAN, next Epic.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Depends about the Saturday. I'll tell you on the Saturday.
Yeah.
If we're there.
If we're Book of Mormon.
Oh god, he's walked backwards out that smoke. There wasn't even a flash.
No.
So Dom's done this now twice in a row. However, this time he has a rifle, but unfortunately doesn't get everything he wanted of it.
Did work well though. The Molotov was blocking off one angle, so everyone was punished into just pushing down one single lane. Finds 3 kills there. No, just the 2 and the big tag actually. Ooh, Murky. Trying to go for the quick sprint, wanted to do something. No real opportunity to find success into the round though, was just the bomb plant, but at least it's cash for them going forward, as that will be a 10th round now secured by London, bringing it up to a 10-3 scoreline then.
So overall, Dom, he did a lot of damage as well as the other thing on the players he didn't actually kill. 2 kills and damage as well as delaying them quite a bit. More than enough. 10-3 scoreline. CeX finally with another buy round. Question is, what will the call be from them? There's actually a spare org on the floor. I imagine Astro could probably drop to that. Just so if he wants to, he can actually go back to that if he wants to. Because they'll be able to buy next round regardless, I think. So CeX, they've done the same outside smokes that they did a few rounds ago now. One's the cross, but they're doing it from close. So actually, no, they're not. Yeah, finally landing now. Actually, one of them is. So they've done it a bit delayed this time to try and avoid those early grenades that have been thrown by London. They'll get 4 players down, and as usual, Rezu typically will be lurking at Squeaky. Dom's already in lower though, and every time they've gone windows like they've never gone decon. It's a lot of information, but this monster's going to be too late. They'll be right through it.
Yeah, it's on the stairs as well. It's quite delayed. Ooh, yeah, actually Murky taking way more damage than I expected him to off the back of that. I thought it'd burn further down rather than actually getting the bit on the top. We do now see a 4 versus 3. Murky committing to the bomb plant. He's got the smoke, he's got assistance from his teammate there as well to at least get it down in the nick of time. LS brought down to 1 HP, finally finished off. A second Molotov cast in. ZNX goes for the wide swing, kills Fry. But things have just kept going from bad to worse here, Ben. As it's all on Murky. And a 1 versus 2, spots him out. That's Eccles that's been detected. All that matter though, as he goes for the peek back around, but the Orc gets the kill anyway. The defuse will come through. That is 11-3 as they're picking these rounds up.
Yeah, crazy wide swing from Eccles as well.
Yeah.
To be fair. Gets the kill. 11-3. CeX have to buy obviously the last round of the half. It's not being a fantastic buy. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and hit an A rush here, but you've got no HE to blow the door open, which means you can't really pre-smoke it from further back either. So you're kind of reliant on the 3 flashbangs, 2 smokes you have. It could be a big struggle. So they get the opening kill, but they can't actually move beyond it. The Molotov's in the way, but Rezu's already out. That's the bomb there. Ooh, no cover from outside.
No, nothing at all as that spam comes through. And it is all on Astro and Dom to try and give them that extra oomph they need going through into the second half here. The nade from Dom is just going to be able to blow Nuke Dog straight back to the pound. And it is all on Murky, ZNX and LS, the 3 Musketeers towards the site. They're actually pushing out, Ben. They're giving away opportunities. That's 2 kills now picked up. Bear in mind, there is still a ton of time, and both of the CTs have kits, and they've all died to 1 man. Dom is the one that's just been picking up all of these frags at an X. Left in quite a horrible position, but he could have been just given that one for free at that point. Astro doing the double take.
He wasn't really sure he killed him, I think. I think he was just like, wait, killed him. 12, 3.5 though. Very one-sided.
Yes.
Kind of expected it. I was obviously in the pre-match. I was saying how I feel like it's a bit of a weird decision to be willing to allow Nuke to get into the pool, right? But if you think about London's point of view, they're just thinking last week we saw CeX play Nuke. The CT side didn't look great. We didn't really see much of the C side. Yeah. But we feel comfortable on the CT side enough that we'll willingly get it to this map. And I feel like CeX, the T side didn't, it didn't prove to be strong enough at all, right? Because think about how many rounds we saw where they lost players, what, in the first 15 seconds? I think it was something ridiculous like that. Or rounds that were just, how many of those rounds were throwaways as well? Like, they do add up quite a bit. Nonetheless, though, it'll be interesting to see if they can improve in the CT side they had last week, because that was something else. I think it was, what, 14-1? I think that they lost.
It wasn't great.
No.
No, it wasn't fantastic. So, anything's better than that. Really getting into this point. As we are back into the action now. CeX over on their CT side. In terms of the buy, actually fairly standard. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Whereas the one with the utility and the kit. Got to get those pistol round kits, Ben.
Of course. This is actually just going to be an upper rush from London. Oh, actually, it's only Eccles actually going for it. So, because CeX were not playing anybody towards outside, I imagine this was actually the same pistol that CeX did last week. I'm not too sure if I can't remember it. But it feels like London have a read based off that.
I mean, they could have done. They played the same T-side pistol. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them at this point, as the read's been working well. Unfortunately, when it actually gets down to it, the firefights all go in the way of CeX. Every kill has been picked up on them this far. Eccles finally trades one back and sets off on a quest to do it all on his lonesome. But it's Rezu that finds the flick up and takes him down, man. And a big pistol round. If they needed to win one, it was definitely that round.
So you can't help but feel like the round might have been very different if Astro had landed the first shot and the player dropping them in. Because it did seem like a bit of a mess, all in all.
Yeah, it didn't really go the way he expected it to.
But otherwise they've just invested, what, just P250 and on Eccles. And I think they're just hoping to get grenades off the actual CTs. So.
So everyone's grouped up, boosted on top of Silo. 3 players there, one just with plus left in console, having a bit of a spin. The only player that is actually got his boots on the ground is Ardis, and he's made it down secret.
So one of the issues I saw with that CT set last week for CeX was that they didn't really have a player in lower often.
No.
Fry just dropped off.
Fry dropped off by accident. you could hear his legs break in the distance.
I think they wanted to get the noise in sync with the door. That would be amazing if that was the call.
If that was the play.
Have you drop off Silo as I open this door? So it seems like a lot of sound cues. This should be a free kill. So we saw this last week, but Nuke Dog was having to watch under nest. It's a free knife.
Ardis could stab him.
Yeah.
These scousers, eh?
I suppose so. And Murky is here though, but the bomb's already down. It's too late, and he won't check on the left. Oh.
Well, Murky's been murked. Rezu tries to do something as he bounces towards the site. The backup from LS and an X looks good. And all of a sudden, it just comes down to one man, Astro. From the position they were in,
10 seconds.
It was really starting to boil down to a horrible spot to try and win it from. MP5 scavenged, and that's the round over.
If he had full bullets, I think he probably gets the kill, actually, based on the damage we saw.
He wouldn't have had time to put the plant either way, though, I don't think, at that point.
It would have been very close. I mean, the CT probably would have just pushed him.
Yeah, it would have had like 1 second.
Yeah. But I think that just shows the read, though. But in my mind, I feel like you try and save that for the buy round, just because you might as well make that even higher percentage chance of winning. But then again, I think I just think about the economic consequences of having 4 or 3 people die in that round for the CT side. You've also a lot of rebuys. You can see the effect on some of the players' utility. Ooh. Making quite a bit of damage then. Actually shoulder peek now. So London actually playing a bit of a slower T side. I think they're planning to do the smokes, but just run a bit closer up. So the close one comes through. Fry decides to drop off this time the safe way.
Yeah, doesn't want to break his legs again.
So they are now able to cross. So I'm wondering, how quick is this movement from the CTs? Because last time, we didn't see anybody in lower until it was too late, quite often. And it might be the case again, because nobody's decided to drop, just in case. ZNX obviously is holding garage. Nukedog has to hold towards ramp. In an ideal world, either Nukedog drops and somebody else does, but with 3 players on upper, you need one of the people on upper to drop. And that's just not happened.
Very delayed, very slow response. Nukedog might actually put down ramp now if he starts to make his move. He does need to descend and get involved with the action quite quickly. The push is coming through. LS going to attempt to back him up a bit as well, but both sides are smoke Ben. There is no entry through ramp. And Murky needs to glue his eyes towards the sky. As Eccles has found the kill on ZNX. Luckily, he gets the trade back at the very least, but it is still a 4-on-3.
Has to be a save though. I'm just kind of confused at the setup, because it feels like they're playing... if you can't have somebody playing garage, you're basically allowing them to go down secret, and you should know that.
Mm.
And there needs to be somebody lower, though. Somebody has to be playing that rotate role. You've got 1 outside player, 2 A players, 1 ramp, and then somebody who's floating around everywhere. And they can't just be stuck on A, because you get situations like that. If the door's got a hole in it, you feel scared to cross, you feel like there's a smoke needed. And if you don't have a smoke, you have to either accept that you might get a shot when you're crossing it, or you just don't do it. And apparently, in that instance, we saw them not do it. Obviously, until it was too late when Rezu dropped and got killed.
Yeah.
13-5, a bit of a weird buy round, really, from CeX. They'll probably buy into this one as well, but I imagine it's their pause. In my mind, when you save 3, you probably should just buy every time, because that's enough weapon power that you should be able to do well. AK Org, M4. Murky can drop a Farmass across, he can still get HE and a smoke. Nukedog could drop a Deagle to ZNX, if that's how they want to do it. Water Reserve, of course, it works both ways. And LS can get full grenades, as in smoke, HE, a flash, and a Molotov as well. So if Farmass gets dropped to ZNX, he'll get armor himself. Rezo gets a CZ. Could have been dropped a pistol so he could have more grenades, but that's whatever. It's a very big round though, when you're in a position that you need to force into a round like this at 13-5.
Yeah.
You're basically allowing them to get to 15, unless you decide to force on 14 rounds to 5. In which case you're just challenging it each way. I like to see Rezo make a lot of movement, or be very proactive with his CZ here. Try and get involved and cause havoc. Nice nade. Doesn't do as much as I thought it would, but there's enough that you can get some one-shot headshots.
Ooh, the follow-up.
Second one was much better.
If that would have been a bit earlier as well, that could have been really incredible. With the closer grouping of the first couple of players, could have been beautiful. Rezu actually delved straight into the game though. Finds that first kill on Fries, is able to pick him off with a headshot. Let's get traded back, but that's basically all we needed to do. More damage done as well. These T-side players are getting quite low. They're exterminating everyone on the CT side. It's now just a 2 versus 2 in play. Nukedog and LS versus Eccles and Dom. Dom, substantially the most low player on the side right now. Just 22 hit points to work with. And he's trapped at window. They both take the fight towards him. And it hasn't really given Eccles enough time to rotate back around for the backstab either.
That smokes are kind of interesting though, because they can't clarify if the bomb's down there or not.
No one's looking in the rear as well. They do not expect the ramp play right now. They're both staring straight forward. Instantly took a shot though. Eccles didn't want to mess around here, Ben. The longer time can be wasted, the better position Nukedog can get into. Luckily, he wins that. It's a clean 1v1 now. Both players on 100 HP. Nukedog actually on 98, slightly tagged, but it won't matter too much. Oh, the wide swing coming through. The timing with the grenade there. Eccles is confident for it, Ben. He's got the HE. Nukedog so low. the HE could have bounced, it could have been absolutely phenomenal. He's still getting the spot, and he'll connect the headshot off as well. Well played. Very patient.
Takes down the Milky Package. That is the match made in heaven.
There you have it.
We've got a winner. That's a very strong round from Nuketog, though, when we needed some impact from him.
Yeah.
4 kills into it.
Being the dominant man.
Strong and tough, actually.
Yeah. Switch those lines around.
But London, they buy straight back into it. Then they're never afraid of buying with Mac 10s when it comes to it. Echoes takes so much damage on the way in. The ZNX just charged for this one with a Deagle. They're all just charging out.
Oh, Echoes actually got that kill as well. Picked up the frag there with a Mac 10. Oh, how has he been able to stay alive for so long and still find that kill? The miss from Murky. Oh no. Oh, Ben.
Smoke come out. Oh, he's actually. How did he lick it? I feel like that was an upper thigh shot.
Right in the shin.
And you can see the effect of winning one round in CT and then losing it with winning with one alive then losing quite one-sidedly.
And that's all that momentum and energy that everyone just built up from Nuketog winning the one-on-one. Got straight out the window.
Gone. Completely gone. So it's just pistols available to them. 2 or 3 smokes. Hoping for some big impact plays here from the CZs, or potentially Deagles, of course. Should be a player already in lower based off that those smokes coming through. I think Nuketog's dropped himself Sednax did as well, but it's too late for him to actually get shot off. Nuketog breaks that glass, but there's no noise following the break, so it's a bit easy for Fried to deal with, and it's got to be 15 rounds here. I think they did see him.
Ooh.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah, 1 round now is all that sits between these two teams, denying London their victory here. Well, CeX potential lifeline to stay alive in the game for a little bit longer. The likelihood of that, though, is so marginal. It's it would have to be an absolute flawless game from this point onwards from CeX, and the chances are way too low. In terms of the buy, though, we've got the CZs coming through, a Deagle 5-7, and 2 HEs. So we'll see if anything interesting comes out with those grenades.
This round.
Nope, it's wide open.
1 player drops, the second one should follow. But it's going to be too late. They might have been playing towards secret instead. I don't think they've already gone lower until it's a bit too late. Although it is only, yeah, I was going to say, there's a big gap. It's a 5v5 retake. There's no kit. Ooh. So this could be very awkward.
Yeah, Artis also gets the information, knows they're going to push him towards ramp, is able to extend out on the first man, so Nuketog gets put to the pound. Things are not going well, Ben. The headshots coming back through. CeX numbers quickly getting smaller and smaller until they've eventually all been blown to bits. And that is the victory there for London on Nuke. CeX once again, they dabble on Nuke, but things are much worse for wear this time.
Yeah, it's kind of concerning. I mean, I imagine moods were a bit better compared to last week going into the game.
Yeah, there should have been more synergy there in terms of things.
But that's, I don't know, it's still your best map, supposedly, right? You've got to be thinking it is your best map. But if that CT side is meant to be your best map, I don't think you know what how the map's meant to be played.
No.
Because I've never seen a team play, like, somebody play that, not rigged, but like in the sense that you don't have somebody floating around the map and being constantly somewhere else at the start. You can have a dedicated outside player, 2 upper players, 1 playing squeaky, you know, fine, and regular upper, and 1 ramp. But that floater, he can go secret, he can go outside 1 round, he can go ramp double up once, he can go up a 3rd. Yeah, there's a lot of things they can do, but apparently that guy doesn't exist on the CT side defense for CeX, and that's concerning. Their
roles are far too set in terms of keeping that standard setup every time. You need that sort of fluid player that you can put in. That's just the way the map's played on that CT side.
Yeah, you need a player who's comfortable in doing it as well, and they know when to change things up or when to go to somewhere else and when to make the move mid-round. And until that's added, I don't know if they should touch the map again, because it's not looked great.
It didn't look ideal. We can take a bit of a deeper look as well at the post-game breakdown to have a look at the stats here, Ben.
Yeah, so Nuketog actually had 20 deaths. I saw at the half he had 15, so he had died every round on the T side. Whereas now, you know, he managed to survive 2 rounds, he did win that 1v1 of course. But from London, it wasn't exactly like 1 player popped off. Like Artis, 23 kills. If you had cut it off like that, it'd be 70 kills across the other 4 players, which again, it's over 16 per player. It's still everybody performing quite well. And ZNX still playing quite well. but you kind of need everybody to show up, is the issue.
Yeah, it's definitely harder as well. You know, a map like Nuke, you can't have that big of an individual performance. Definitely as a teamwork-based map, you know, there's only much you can do as one man. You really can't soar ahead that much.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a worrying one. I mean, I understand feeling comfortable on Nuke, but I don't know how the CC side has prospered. Or like you've willingly thought that it does go well. I don't know. It just feels like from the outside view, everybody does those outside smokes. They're probably going to use it to go lower, or you're going to get hit by A splits. If it's A splits, you stand quite a good chance. If it's lower, you've got nobody there. So I don't know. It's just I'd like to see some change.
Well, we'll see if they can adapt going on throughout this season, Ben. But CeX fall short once again on Nuke London, looking like the superior team. More to come now. Our hot match will be up next. That's game 3 after the break.